Have you ever walked into the room and
And you forgot what you went in for?
yeah, you forgot what you went in for. Those types of things are happening to me more and more.
I I love it. I totally can relate to that as well. Like you just literally walk in and you're looking around. It's like, I knew I came in here for a reason.
Right? And then sometimes I can remember quicker, and other times I'm like, I have to leave the room, sit down for an hour and a half, figure out what I went in the room for. But I have to hand it to you. You taught me how I could go into the settings. This is my
Yeah.
first Apple phone ever. I'm not saying anything bad about Apple, but I miss my Samsung. But you taught me how to silence, the notifications to help reduce distractions. But I have
Yeah.
a feeling, do you think people during these times are struggling more with, brain fog or distractions?
Absolutely. I think just in general, that really happens a lot in just my personal experience when people have increased levels of stress, be it from their work, from their home environment, from finances, from their health concerns, whatever it may be. And when we're generally more stressed, our ability to remember things and be as clear and focused and distraction free as we would like goes down. So that's where focus apps come in, where you really like for the iPhone, right? You can create a focus where nobody gets through. Texts don't come through, emails don't come through. You're not hearing the constant ding 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 of whatever that's going on, right? You
I
can
think
also
my coach would also tell me to avoid the shiny balls. Stop chasing the shiny balls. But what about the focus apps? I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Oh, there's focus apps where there's, and for the life of me, I'm forgetting the name of it right now,
No,
but
that's
you
all
focus,
right. That's because that's why we're having this conversation.
that's why we're having this conversation, but it's more of a strategy, really, where you focus on one task for 20 minutes at a time. And you put your timer on for 20 minutes, and then you turn off your notifications on your phone, you turn off your computer if you're not working on it. So you're doing whatever task you place in front of you for the 20 minutes, and then you go off to whatever you're doing. You give yourself a break, and then you go back to the 20-minute task. So they do have devices.
Like chunking, a way to improve focus, like chunking the time.
They're right. It's a variation of the chunking of the time. Some strategies are to chunk 2 hours of, I'm going to work 2 hours on my project that you have to do for work. And then you're going to give yourself a break. And then the next 2-hour chunk is going to be on the book you're writing. And then you're going to give yourself a break. Some people find it easier, even within those 2-hour chunks, to have 20-minute specific focuses on certain tasks. Whatever it is, the overall goal of that is to not multitask, because really our brains, the human brain, wasn't meant to multitask, because
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And they've done actual studies that show that multitasking takes longer. Like they've given the same set of requirements to 2 different groups. On one group, they're like, do it however you can, but you need to finish this all. And the other group, they're like, do all of this, but you have to finish the first one before you go to the next one, i.e. no jumping around, no multitasking. So which group do you think, finished fastest? It was the one that had to like complete the first task first before they could move on to the next. No multitasking. So that's how the human brain just happens to work best, right?
Wow.
So yeah, so that's just how we are, but the demands of life have just really come into play. And, sometimes, like, I work with people who have had like difficulties, traumas of various kinds or illnesses or whatever, that make it more difficult to
Focus
maintain that.
cognitively. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maintain
Mm-hmm.
that focus. So that's one of the easy strategies to, help them try to, as you say, like chunk it down.
And
There's
you
some other
probably
things.
can do certain exercises or tasks, or I don't know, if you're
Absolutely.
left-handed, you might.
Oh yeah, that's a perfect one. That's another one we recommend a lot, is if you're just anything new for your brain to learn, right? That helps your brain grow new connections, new neural circuitry. And so it's the whole idea of neuroplasticity, right? How to encourage your brain's neuroplasticity. The easiest way is to just do something new. So if you're right-handed, then use your left hand to open the door of the car, unlock the door of your house, things like that. Or
I'm gonna
if
try
you
that. I wonder what it would be like if I was brushing my teeth with my right hand. I'd probably end
seriously,
up with toothpaste all over.
it feels super silly. You feel so uncoordinated. Or if you're writing with your right hand, usually write with your left hand. That is totally fun, right? You're like a little kid. You're like, whoa, this is crazy. It could be something as silly as that. Or if you've always wanted to play the piano, that would be a good one too, if you don't know. Or do games like crossword puzzles or Sudoku, or any sort of like puzzle like that is good. But basically something new. Learn a new language, learn a new skill, learn something new, and it's going to benefit you.
I think those games. I think there's also one called is it called Lumosity? I don't know. I think I've
Lumosity?
heard people and they play games, but it's all about helping the brain.
Yeah,
They're games.
They're games, but there's also been some research about the fact that it's like a flat screen, and it's not, I don't know, it's not as interactive. So if you're trying to develop neuroplasticity, right, you want something where your body's interacting. So then it would be more the
So it's also muscle memory. In other words,
right,
it's whole
because that's
body.
how because that's how our brains communicate with our body, is through the nerves, right? Through that communication, through that our brain says, oh, it's so automated with our right hand, but to make that turn, right? But with our left hand, it's a whole different pathway to do the same thing. That's where the neuroplasticity really kicks in.
Okay.
So if it is a real life physical thing, that's why it's like learning a new skill physically, like the piano or gardening
or dancing.
Dancing is a great one. It's really a great one. Like, how many skills, how much control of your body do you need to learn a new dance step and a whole new routine?
And be on beat to the music, which dancing I did off beat for a really long time. I did. It's true.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. How great is that? Because you're listening to the music. So you're integrating the music. You're having to process that and then control the muscles of your body to be in time with this external beat.
Right.
So those kinds of tasks have been found to just be really beneficial. But I know there's other, right? Because it works in the body. Right?
Powerful.
It's powerful. And then, there's other sorts of like
people don't want to go through all that. They can try this.
Yes, that's those
that's a cellular performance.
The increase in cellular performance is crucial to how our whole body works, and it just makes everything else speed up.
Right.
So that is a really good way to just speed up the process. So that, especially that alone, or that in combination with like other tasks where you're challenging your brain, it's beautiful. I mean, the
I'm gonna
human
try it
mind is
tonight.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna try it
should.
tonight. You do it too. I wonder how much you're already doing it. I'm gonna see if I can turn on the faucet. I mean, back in the day, I broke my wrist and I was in a long arm cast for a long, long time. So, and I'm left-handed. So I learned to write with my right hand, but I haven't done it lately, and it still looks a little wonky. But and of course it's slow. But I'm gonna see if I can still do it.
That's fun. You should. You should.
All right. Well, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, Mel B.
Good chatting with you.
If anyone has distractions or they're struggling with clarity and focus, reach out to Melinda. All right. Talk soon.
Okay. All right. Bye.